Thank you for choosing a Hilleberg tent. This film is a supplement to the instruction booklet. We recommend that you both read the booklet carefully as well as practice handling the tent before your first backcountry trip. The Atlas is a very versatile and durable tent when used correctly, but it does require proper care and handling in order to function optimally. It's also important to secure the tent against the wind to your backpack or elsewhere with one of the guy lines, and to always put away loose bags so they don't blow away. Place the ground pegs in your pocket, as they need to be close at hand while pitching the tent. If the weather turns foul, it's beneficial to have learned the setup routines. The site selected should be as level as possible and free from any objects that might damage your tent. To prevent the risk of water collecting under the floor and to get better tension on the tent, it's advantageous to choose a place that is slightly convex. Spread out the tent on the ground and secure it with a few ground pegs towards the wind. Press the ground pegs down at a 45-degree angle until only the very top of the peg remains visible. Otherwise, the pegs might get pulled out in strong winds. If you can't get them into the ground by hand, then push or hammer them down with a stone, but do not step on them. For maximum longevity and durability of your tent poles, it's important that you're careful with them and that you put together one section at a time. Make sure that the segments are properly seated and that they don't drift apart while pitching the tent. A small gap can lead to pole breakage. Never throw the poles out of the bag. They can be damaged and scratches can later lead to cracks in the poles. We have chosen the best poles on the market for our tents, but it's a lightweight product that requires proper handling. Otherwise, the poles may break and can, in the worst case scenario, lead to a dangerous situation. The 5 poles included in your Atlas are color-coded. Start by inserting the white poles into the white pole sleeves. Make sure to seat each pole end completely and to tension each pole holder properly. Insert the pole approximately halfway into the pole sleeve. Then grip the pole and pull the pole sleeve until the pole end is all the way through and attach it to the pole holder. Repeat the procedure with the other white pole. Grab the tent by the middle pole sleeves and pull up the tent. Stretch the tent and peg out with the ground pegs if not already done. Also, peg down all corners with ground pegs. Place one end of the poles marked with red into the short pole sleeves also marked with red. Make sure the color coding on the poles match the color coding on the sleeves. Also, make sure the pole ends are fully seated into the short pole sleeves. Bend the pole around the tent, following the line of clips, and place it into the short sleeve on the opposite side. Make sure this pole end is also fully seated into its short pole sleeve. Be sure not to step on the tent, as sharp objects underneath the tent can damage the fabric. Instead, open the entrance and stand in the vestibule if you're having difficulties reaching the upper clips. Repeat the process with the second red pole and short pole sleeve. Hook the clips onto these crossing poles. The pole sleeves and the clips are designed so that you can use 2 poles. This increases the stability and strength of the tent in extreme weather conditions. If you're using double poles, attach them to every other clip. Push the pole marked with blue into the middle sleeve, which is also marked with blue. Place the pole ends into the pole tensioners and tension them. Hook the clips to the pole. Peg down the rest of the pegs. For added stability, wrap the guy lines around the crossing points on the poles. Make sure the guy lines are fully extended and that you press the ground pegs down solidly into the ground. Place the guy lines so that the tent is optimally stabilized against wind from all directions. Finally, tighten the guy lines, but do not tighten them to the point of deforming the tent, as that can actually weaken the structure. Do get into the habit of pegging out all guy lines, even though the Atlas is fully freestanding. You never know when the weather will change. Insert the short pole to the vent cover. Attach the vent cover with the hooks and make sure it's securely tightened. The roof vent is open with zippers. It is supplied with no-seam mesh and a protective cover. These can be rolled up fully for maximum opening. The entrance can be opened from the top, bottom, and the side and is rolled up and secured with an elastic loop and toggle. In order to take down the tent, repeat every step of the tent assembly process, but in reverse. If you have the opportunity, it's a good idea to sweep and dry out the tent before taking it down. Close all zippers and clean them with a small brush. Ensure that all guy lines are fully extended in order to facilitate the next occasion you set up your tent. Check and clean any soiled ground pegs so that they're in good shape for the next time you use them. As you remove and fold up the poles, check if any of them have been damaged. Then, put them, along with the ground peg bag, into the pole bag. Throughout the takedown process, make sure your tent is anchored and that loose bags are in your pockets so that they don't blow away. Fold the tent and roll it up together with a pole bag in the middle and put it into the tent bag. Alternatively, you can store the ground peg bag and pole bag separately. If you want, you can also stuff the tent down into the tent bag instead of folding it, but then you need to make sure to pack the poles and pegs separately, not to damage the bag. Never store a wet tent for a long time. Hang it up to dry as soon as you can, preferably with poles in place so that the fabrics are kept apart. The Atlas is a modular tent. Optional modules available are full inner tent for 6 or 8 persons, a floorless inner tent, a 2-parted floor, an extended vestibule, and a connector which can all be easily attached in a pitched Atlas. We do welcome you to visit Hilleberg.com, where you can see our entire collection and learn more about your tent. You can also find out more about Hilleberg the Tent Maker, including our history, philosophy, and how we make our tents. Find out about expeditions that use Hilleberg tents and locate a dealer near you. You will also find information, equipment lists, and practical advice that can help you in planning your next adventure.